Hi, I'm Dave, day 3 at Firevolt, and with Mr. Atack.
Keith
Hello.
Atack.
Keith Atack. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm
Yeah,
very,
right.
I'm very well.
Yeah, good.
What a show.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Pardon my ignorance, but I don't really know that much about you.
Now,
so
we've
please.
sort of come out the woodwork a bit with a lot of people go, where have you been?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I put this band together with some really great players, and you know, like Chris from Thunder, Daniel Byrne, and my normal singers Lee Small, Bob Richards, you know, Nick Foley on keyboards, and you know, it was basically in lockdown. I had the chance, instead of going on tour with loads of different bands and playing other music, I had a chance to write some original songs and just get some music done that I've always wanted to do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, your history is quite varied, isn't it?
Very varied, yeah. I'm pretty much, I wouldn't say a session guitarist, but a kind of a touring, working guitarist with theatre shows and stuff like that. But I've always had my roots in rock.
So you decided to break out and...
Well, it's now or never, you know. You've got to sort of say to yourself, look, you've actually really got to make a concerted effort to do this rather than just go on the road with everybody else. You know, and I thought, well, I'll see it through, and it's really working out great.
Brilliant. I mean, just pure rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pretend to be contemporary or my songs. It's classic rock. I grew up in the 60s listening to the Yardbirds and then Deep Purple and, you know, all the Led Zeppelin, and it's really, and my guitar playing is very much, you know, I think it's the most contemporary I ever got really was the Van Halen era.
Right.
And then that was it then, but my songs just, they come out the way they do in that as a kind of a classic rock sound, you know, with the Hammond organ and the guitar combo, that kind of thing, you know.
Everybody loves a bit of Hammond, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's incredible. And with a Strat, with the Fender Strat, the combination of the two are, you know, they're a lethal combination for
you're travelling between the three pickups.
It's
just range distance. Sorry, I won't get too technical because I didn't show myself up. Okay, so musically wise, what have you got out at the moment?
Well, we've just done what you hear today is the tracks off of an album that we've just recorded. It's going to be released. It will be released in about October.
Right.
So I was going to release it this summer, but I thought no, hold back. I think it's better to release in October, in the autumn, you know, sort of thing, and do a lot of promo when they seem to focus more on recorded music. I mean, all the shows are going on at the moment.
Yeah, all the
so
festivals.
I just thought, well, we'll hold the album until autumn. But it's great. I mean, I'm really thrilled with it. It's all the songs that we played today, basically.
Yeah.
Plus like 3 or 4 more.
So, what's the name of the album going to be?
The album's going to be called 9 Lives,
right?
Which I sometimes feel I've had. Sometimes, you know. But no, I mean that was the first. That was important because it's the first song title that I wrote on the album,
right?
And it was the first one the band got together and recorded. So it's kind of the flagship kind of song on the album. But I do have to say that I'm really pleased with the fact that I didn't want to put a filler on the album. You know what I mean? I didn't want to think, well, you've got 4 or 5 really great songs, and then think, well, I'll just throw an old song that I've had kicking about because it'll do. I made sure that I wrote them in a real kind of concentrated batch, you know.
Okay. Did you have a hand in the production as well?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'd be happy to work with producers, but at this stage, you know, we all got together and went in the studio, and it was just a case of all hands on deck. And I kind of knew what I wanted, you know. Hence why I ended up with the players I've got, because I wanted a specific sound, and I lucky enough to have worked with Chris Childs for quite a lot over my life, and who's a dear friend of mine, and you know, and so obviously with his Thunder track record and things like that, and so. you know, I basically wanted the players I got, and then I just kind of, as far as production's concerned, there's very little production on it, to be honest. When you, in terms of production, you know, there's no kind of, there's nothing elaborate at all. It's just we went in the studio old school, recorded everything old school, backing tracks on, you know, live with drum, bass. I put some guide guitars on. I repaired those later, and you know, Lee Smalls, our singer on the album, was incredible too. Daniel's come in and he's amazing. I mean, he really is. Like, he's just so great. I thought I was looking to find one great singer, but for somebody to come in, you know, because Lee Small is an amazing singer. He's done a brilliant job on the album. But for Dan to come in and replicate some of that, and I told him just do it your own way. You know, pay attention to the songs, but do it your own way. You know, I don't tell anyone. I don't put anyone in a straitjacket about what they. I think that's, as producer, it gets to tell them to do their thing. You know.
Okay. So, I suppose going forward, we'll be looking at touring gigs, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking to promoters, and, you know, the album's going to be a very important kind of calling card, really, you know. And doing these shows, you know, doing the festivals is amazing for us. It's great, you know, and just, I don't care, we're always on fairly early on in the bill, but it gives us an opportunity to make an impression, you know.
You certainly did that. Well, I'm not going to hold you from your drink and your family for too much longer. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I wish you all the very best for the album.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.